Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as we begin Season 7 of the prestigious Author Awards. We invite you to watch a short film that traces our journey so far.
In the grand saga of time, there exists a force that shapes minds, challenges conventions, and ignites revolutions. The pen reigns supreme, not just as a tool, but as a declaration that her story deserves to be told. For 7 years now, we have gathered in its honor, not for any pen, but for the ones held by women. Windows to other worlds and bridges between hearts that had never met. Welcome to the 7th season of the Author Awards, presented by JK Paper in association with The Times of India. This journey began in 2019, a whisper that dared to become a roar. 7 seasons, over 11,000 stories, one unwavering belief that when a woman writes, the world listens differently. Tonight, we celebrate women crafting extraordinary sagas, leaving an enduring literary legacy, an illustrious jury, a distinguished audience, a stage built for the fearless. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's host, Siddharth Kannan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My friends call me Siddharth. My acquaintances call me Kannan. My enemies call me names. But since we're on many of them today, let's just say I am Siddharth Kannan, your YouTube podcaster. With your blessings, crossed 1,000 million views today on YouTube podcast. So thank you so much. I feel so happy being amongst each one of you. A thunderous round of applause to each one of you, ladies and gentlemen. Kabir sir, you know I love you a lot, right? Been the heartbeat of India's literary journey, asking daring questions, sparking dialogues, and inspiring social change. The Author Awards were born to celebrate the spirit, to honor creativity, courage, and the passion for storytelling that continues to shape our cultural landscape. This platform, believe you me, is not just about recognition. It's about empowering women to share their stories with pride and confidence. And what a response we received this year. An overwhelming 2,980 entries across 5 categories. Come on, that deserves rooftop applause. Each one of them a testament to the growing strength and the brilliance of women's voices in literature. Tonight, we celebrate those voices, the journeys behind them, the power of words to transform society. So settle in, enjoy the evening, and let's honor the remarkable women who make India's literary world shine brighter every year. To kick off this special evening, and highlight the remarkable journey of this initiative, it gives me great pleasure to invite on stage the literary director of the Author Awards. She's also the host of TOI Bookmark, the Times of India's flagship literary podcast, and the co-founder of ACE Literary Consulting. With over 3 decades of experience as an international publishing consultant, she has been a guiding force in shaping the literary landscape. Please join me in welcoming the incomparable Ms. Jaya Bhattacharjee Rose on stage, please.
Good evening. I am Jaya Bhattacharjee Rose. I am delighted to welcome all of you to the 7th season of the J.K. Paper and Times of India Author Awards. 250 years ago this month, Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations was published. Smith defined work as that which is productive, income generating, and is primarily done outside the home in order to build capital. It was a classic that virtually created the discipline of economics as we know it and shaped economic thought for 2 centuries. But equally, it was also classic patriarchal thinking, largely leaving the role of women and their work unexamined. This month, as media houses and economic institutions around the world celebrate the wealth of nations, it should also remind us that there was a time when work done inside the house was not construed as work. Today, as more and more women drive the workplace, they continue to juggle the outside and the inside worlds, adding value in formal workplaces as well as in their families by absorbing costs with their labor. Running an efficient household, providing balanced meals on time, caregiving, many times to the 2 bookends of life simultaneously, childhood and old age. If a true costing was ever done for these daily tasks and a professional hired to do the same, most households would find it impossible to find the budget to do so. Women family members do it for free. Women juggle 2 lives every day. They multitask. Women writers exhibit an extraordinary ability to balance contradictory and complex worlds. Against all odds, they find the time to write, to create. Whatever it takes, they just do it. Writing is not a side hobby. At times, it is squeezed out by women in a state of exhaustion after having done their work. It is an intellectual labor that deserves time and respect. They write fiction, short stories, narrative nonfiction, biographies, reportage, illustrated stories, and more. Their storytelling finds its form and expression. Women have always been storytellers, from oral traditions whispered across generations to novels that challenge power structures. Women writers have shaped how we see the world. Yet, for centuries, their voices have been minimized, dismissed, or forced into the margins. And still, despite these barriers, they have persisted. They write under pseudonyms, between household duties, before and after their professional commitments, in the early hours of the morning or in stolen hours of the night. Their resilience is not just inspiring, it is foundational to literature itself. As the biggest literary platform in the country for women writers, the Author Awards honors the writers who made the biggest difference, those who stood out for their originality, those who reached out to diverse audiences, and those who spoke of, for, and to India in the most interesting ways. The wonderful women writers here today represent the very best literature in Bharat. To give you a sense of our journey, just 2 years ago, we received 2,000 author submissions to be considered for these awards. This year, we got 3,000. It is a measure of the confidence and trust placed in us by India's finest literary minds. It is also a lot of work for our distinguished jury. The Author Awards would simply not be possible without our illustrious jurors, all of whom are with us in the room today. Thank you for your valuable time, detailed evaluation, constructive conversations, for seriously engaging with and appreciating the vastly diverse array of literature that you were presented with. Ladies and gentlemen, We are really proud of the identity that Author Awards has carved for itself as the platform for women writing in India. We are also truly humbled by the support we get from the literary world and from each of you gathered here today. It means the world to us and inspires us to do better each year. I hope you enjoy reading and discovering the Author Awards literature as much as we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Please give a round of applause to her. She and her team have worked very hard to put this mega awards into place. So thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. To carry the evening forward, it is my privilege to invite on stage Mr. Harshpati Singhania, Chairman and Managing Director of JK Paper, to share his thoughts on this initiative and reflect on the remarkable response it has garnered over the years. Sir, could I please have you on stage?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to each one of you. And it's truly a pleasure to welcome all of you to the 7th edition of the Author Awards. Before I begin, let me say that since a paper company is involved with these awards, you wouldn't actually be expecting me to read out from a teleprompter or from an iPhone. So there you are. There are many uses of paper, one of which is to make this humble servant of yours tell you something. So tonight we celebrate the women whose stories move hearts, challenge perspectives, and at times change the directions of conversations in society. When JK Paper launched Author Awards in association with Times of India, the idea was simple yet meaningful: to create a platform that recognizes and celebrates the voices of women authors across genres and to highlight their contributions to India's literary landscape. Over the years, the idea has steadily grown into a vibrant and credible literary platform. This season alone, as you already heard, we received close to 3,000 entries across categories such as Best Fiction, Non-Fiction, Debut, Children's Literature, and Best Manuscript. There is also a Popular Choice Award. From Season 1 to Season 7, the Author Awards have now received over 12,000 entries cumulatively. 7, ladies and gentlemen, is often seen as a number of significance. And for us, it reflects the journey of building this platform with consistency and care. Behind these numbers lies a rigorous and carefully designed evaluation process. Every submission undergoes a detailed review and is assessed through multiple stages to ensure fairness, credibility, and the higher standards of literary evaluation, supported by an eminent jury representing diverse perspectives from the world of literature and the arts. One initiative that is particularly close to our hearts is the Manuscript Award. For many aspiring writers, the hardest part is not writing the story. It's finding the opportunity for that story to be heard. Through this award, we provide a platform for emerging voices in the 14 to 18 age group and have had the privilege of publishing winning manuscripts in collaboration with Radomania. Over time, today's event, ladies and gentlemen, has evolved into much more than an awards ceremony. Today, the Author Awards have become a year-round engagement with interactive author conversations in schools and colleges and a growing podcast series that brings literature closer to audiences across platforms. Alongside this, Author Awards also gives us the privilege of honoring literary stalwarts through the Lifetime Achievement Award, recognizing individuals who have enriched the world of literature and inspired generations of readers and writers. It is this shared celebration of literature that brings together distinguished voices this evening, including Hussain Zaidi and Tevar Valli, whose crime stories have kept readers thoroughly engaged. Their presence adds a special energy to this gathering. Continuing in that spirit of storytelling, it is my honor to welcome our chief guest this evening, Sri Kabir Bedi ji, whose iconic roles have left a lasting impression across generations. I would believe that cinema, television, at the end of it all at the back is a story. So when we talk about awards and author awards, there is the same common link which comes through that. You have had an extraordinary journey across cinema, television, theatre and literature, with memorable performances in multiple films, including films like Mehuna and several acclaimed international productions like Octopussy. You came into a lot of prominence with the Italian series that you did a few decades ago. And in my conversation with him briefly before the evening started, he was telling me, you have done 5 productions in the last several months, including productions which are overseas and including Bollywood. So it shows that you're still extremely active, which is a great thing. Your screen presence, your distinctive voice and characters have brought to life truly unforgettable moments and some things that still brings a sense of nostalgia amongst many in this audience. And on the author side, more recently, through your book, Stories I Must Tell, you have shared the many experiences and stories behind that extraordinary journey. It feels fitting that someone who has lived, performed, and authored such remarkable journeys is with us this evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate the power of storytelling. In many ways, this idea of storytelling is also closely connected to what we believe at JK Paper. After all, as a paper company, we have always believed that paper is not just a material. It's a medium for ideas, imagination, and expression. Every book, every manuscript, every page written represents a thought that has found its voice. This commitment is reflected in our corporate tagline, Enriching Lives, and in initiatives like the Author Awards that encourage creativity, expression, and storytelling. This philosophy is also deeply rooted in the legacy of our JK organization, which has been serving the nation for over 141 years. It is a legacy built on enterprise, responsibility, and the belief that business must always create value beyond itself. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, I would like to congratulate all the authors who participated in this season. Writing requires courage. The courage to share one's thoughts, experiences, and imaginations with the world. I also want to put on record our thanks for our esteemed jury for their thoughtful evaluation and commitment to excellence. As I was talking to a jury member before the event, she said, we've been put through homework. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure this homework has been well worth it, and soon the results will be out. Thank you all for being part of this wonderful evening. Let us continue to celebrate the power of stories, the brilliance of women authors, and the enduring role of literature in enriching our lives. I now have the honor and privilege of inviting our chief guest, Kabir Bedi ji, to kindly grace the stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, celebrated authors, and lovers of literature. It's truly an honor to stand before you tonight at the Author Awards, Season 7, presented by J.K. Paper in association with the Times of India. I want to make a little confession up front. I woke up today with the mother of all coughs, and I didn't know if I was able to even fly to Delhi. But I thought, okay, let me, risk it. Let me go. And so far, it's holding up. But if my voice gives way or if spasms of coughs take over, I might ask Siddharth Kalan to come and read my speech. He's a wonderful guy. He'll do probably a better job than me. I salute the Author Awards for creating a platform that not only celebrates storytelling, but also honors the voices of women who deserve to be heard. Today, we are not just recognizing their work, we are acknowledging their impact. Awards like these tell writers that their stories matter, that someone is listening, that their words have the power to inspire, provoke thought, or to bring about change. You know, historically, it was never easy for a woman to be a writer. At times, women wrote under pen names so that they could be taken seriously. Women wrote in the stolen hours between household duties. Women wrote in spite of the fact that they were told their stories didn't matter. They wrote through adversity, often against the grain of society, to give us narratives that were authentic and transformative. And many of their stories changed the world. Tonight, we salute them all for the great stories they have told. And the women we honor tonight have continued the great tradition. They've written with courage, with grace, with fire. They've told stories that needed to be told. They've given voice to characters and communities that might otherwise have been invisible. They proved once again that a woman with a pen can be one of the most powerful forces on earth. Literature, at its finest, does something that no other art form can do. It creates a private conversation between the writer and the reader, a conversation that happens in silence, in solitude, yet somehow makes us feel less alone. A great book reaches across time, across geography, across language, and it says, I understand you, I see you, you are not alone. That is what our chosen women authors have done, and that is the magic that this evening celebrates. As an actor, my life has been shaped by stories that travel across cultures, languages, and borders. Whether on the film sets in Rome and Mumbai, or the stages of London's West End, or the theatre festivals of Toronto, or in front of the cameras I faced from Hollywood to Bollywood, I have seen how stories transcend boundaries. But I never forget that before a story becomes a film, a performance, or a spectacle, there's a quiet, intimate act between the writer and the blank page. And on this occasion, I think of every woman who's ever sat alone at her desk in the quiet hours of a demanding life and decided that a story deserved to be told. 6 years ago, I crossed into your territory, the written word. My memoir, Stories I Must Tell, The Emotional Life of an Actor, was the most challenging thing I've done. It was more revealing than anything on a film set, more nerve-wracking than anything on stage, because I took the risk of being vulnerable. And yet, it was also one of the most liberating things I did. It was, in a word, cathartic. So I understand now, in a way I didn't before, what it means to reach inside yourself, pull out difficult truths, and lay them down in ink for the world to read. The courage that takes and the craft that takes is immeasurable. That is why I bow my head to every author in this room. Every author shortlisted or awarded here tonight, I want you to know, your words will outlive all of us. Long after the cameras have gone, after the speeches are forgotten, after the trophies have gathered dust, your pages will remain. Years from now, someone, somewhere will pick up a book in a quiet moment of their life, and it may change something in them forever. You may never know their name. But that exchange, the quiet, invisible, sacred exchange between writer and reader, that is immortality. Your words can make you immortal. As I look around this room, I see readers, writers, publishers, journalists, dreamers. I see people who believe, as I do, that books are bridges between cultures, between generations, between strangers, between the world as it is and the world that exists within us and in our imagination. In an age dominated by mobile screens and fleeting attention spans, literature has become a real sanctuary, a place where we can pause, reflect, reconnect with ourselves and with each other. Let's encourage more stories to be told, especially by women. I thank the Author Awards, Times of India and J.K. Paper for upholding the cause of women writers, to give them the recognition they richly deserve. This is not just corporate responsibility. It is an extraordinary honor to be your chief guest this evening. I accept it with gratitude and with deep admiration for every person in this room who has chosen to dedicate their life to the written word. I thank every writer here for enriching our lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kabir sir. I request you to remain on stage. Please make it louder for him. He's iconic. And how? I have to tell you, when Kabir sir said, you know, Siddharth is going to be saying my lines, my heart went tup, 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 tup. No one can match his baritone. No one can match the way he says his lines with so much depth and feelings. We are students in front of you. Thank you for being you.
Thank you, Siddharth. I'm just glad I got the words out before reducing myself into spasms of coughing, which was my state this morning. I've overcome that problem, and I'm here to speak, that I was able to speak to you in an uninterrupted way, which is what I wanted to do. Thank you.
So do you realize the way you talk, what pressures on anchors like us after coming in front of you? But thank you so much. I request you to be center stage, please, because we got a few friends of ours who want to felicitate you as well, sir.
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Mr. H.P. Singhania and Ms. Sudha Natarajan, Director, The Times of India, to join us on stage to felicitate our chief guest this evening. My friends at the back, you can clap. Mr. Bedi, being a complete warrior today, might have had bouts of cough in the morning, but nobody can stop him, can we? Thank you, sir, for being unstoppable. Thank you, Mr. Singhania. Thank you, Ms. Natarajan. Thank you, Mr. Bedi. I request all of you to please take your seats as well. And Mr. Bedi, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That was truly inspiring. Your words have uplifted and motivated us, and has been a true honor to have you this evening as well. Now, moving ahead, please welcome back on stage Jaya Bhattacharjee rose to host a brief conversation with two leading voices in investigative and true crime writing. Miss Veli Thevar, veteran journalist and co-author of Mafia Queens of India, and Mr. S. Hussain Zaidi, best-selling author of Dongri to Dubai and other landmark works on Mumbai's underworld. Please welcome on stage Jaya, Miss Thevar, and Mr. Zaidi. Ladies and gentlemen, the awesome threesome on stage now. You know, my mother will truly believe that I've done some work if you clap louder. I leave it to all three of you.
Good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure, undeniable pleasure to invite Hussain Zaidi and Veli Thevar. They are we've heard their names for years and years and seen their amazing investigative reporting, their books, etc. But did you know that they are the first couple in the country to co-author a book on crime writing, and that too by profiling 10 mafia queens of India. It's an extraordinary achievement at many levels.
Thank you.
They're making visible the invisible. So thank you very much
Thank you.
for coming.
Thank you, Jeff, for inviting us.
How could we not? It is the most, to be talking about mafia queens, I'm sure we have many, many, many in the country, but the 10 that you have profiled, we don't have much time, but I really, really couldn't get over how extraordinary the storytelling was, the profiles, etc. But let's start at the beginning. These profiles are almost masculine in their technique of writing, but womanly in their subject matter. Do you want to start first?
Masculine in, right?
In its technique.
In technique. Well, I have done 15 books about dons like Dawood Ibrahim, Abu Salim, and Haji Mastan. So, of course, there is so much of roughness, harshness, brutality in my writing. I have first time got the honor and privilege of co-authoring with my very beautiful wife, Veli Thevar, who's the mafia queen of my life. I have to try to be softer and try to match up to her beauty and the kind of delicateness that she has in her life. So, of course, the masculinity has to be matched with her feminine grace.
There's more than that. It is the profiles and the thing. But Veli, you have to jump in here and talk about the savage profiles you had found.
No, actually, it is the other way around. All the savage profiles, credit goes to me, and the softer ones have been done by Hussain. And surprisingly, the women whom he met were all women he was very impressed with.
Beautiful. Gracious.
Yeah. So I was a typical hardcore kind of journalist, since I'm a journalist. So the kind of reporting that I do, that kind of seeped into my writing, like Sonu Punjaban or Jaya Chadha, Saira Begum. But he did Cleopatra and Baharo. And he fell in love with all of them.
But come on, Jaya Chadha and all were really savage. The way she had her husband killed and took over his business.
The Matka Empire.
Yeah. The Matka Empire. She took over the Matka Empire.
Correct.
And Cleopatra's story is not far from finished.
Yeah. My whole point is Cleopatra had so many beautiful things to her. She was a very nice person. She didn't want to become a mafia queen by choice, by volition. She got forced into it. But even when she became a mafia queen, she kind of gave up this life and started reforming people. About 150 people in Kerala were trying to join ISIS. She stopped them, dissuaded them from joining ISIS. Now, which mafia queen who has been into world of crime is going to reform youths, 150 youths, from joining a terror organization? So I'm saying there are various shades to all these kind of women.
Well, you do that. Actually, both of you did through the life cycles of the women, the mafias in this, didn't you?
Sorry?
You did the kind of the life cycle. You did the backstory. You talked about their life, and some of them, like Kusuma and all, right to their deathbed.
So even in Cleopatra, I mean, I would like to jump in there. So she was the woman. She was a kingmaker in Varadarajan Mudalayar's life. So Varadarajan Mudalayar is this don of Mumbai, and so she was a woman who kind of made him Varadarajan Mudalayar. So I kind of think that towards the end of her life, she was fighting cancer, and so there was some kind of a redemption aspect to it, that she kind of did this thing where she kind of got this ISIS people from, these boys from, not getting recruited into the ISIS group. But that is my point of view, because as I said, Cleopatra is his baby.
No, but due apology to all the men present here. Howsoever powerful, smart, brilliant they might be, but they are incomplete without a very nice, smart woman on the side. So please don't take offense. Varadarajan Mudalayar was a very ferocious don, but the man didn't have any brains or brilliance of running an empire. This educated girl, Cleopatra, stepped into his life and then taught a don how to run his gang, how to build an empire, and how to ensure that he becomes the most powerful don in the city of Mumbai in 80s and 90s.
Well, she taught him, but what about the other mafia queen you profile, who was Dawood Ibrahim's Masi?
Jaina Masi.
Jaina Bai Daruwali.
Yeah. So now Jaina Masi was a police informer. She actually was a freedom fighter.
Yeah.
She stayed back in India while her husband migrated to Pakistan. And she had nothing else to do, so she started black marketing of rice and other things. And slowly she got liquor into Muslim area of Dongri and South Mumbai. So there she was facing a lot of problems and challenges. But then she became so smart that on one hand she was running, with the Mumbai crime branch officers, some kind of operation, secret operation. On the other hand, she was hobnobbing with the mafia dons like Haji Mastan, Karim Lala, Dawood Ibrahim. So Dawood used to call her Masi, Haji Mastan was calling her sister, and Karim Lala used to listen to each and every advice that she used to give out to him. So just imagine a woman's versatility.
And she was the informant. But really, I mean, how did you select these profiles? Because, you have that one about the Chambal ravines. One would expect you to write about Phulan Devi, but you choose Kusuma, who is very violent.
Yeah, so Phulan Devi kind of, if you had read Kusuma's story, you would realize that Kusuma, she always had this big hang-up about Phulan Devi.
Yes.
So it's there in the entire story. You would know that there was this thing about, and there was the caste issue also. Like Phulan Devi was from a different community, from different caste, and Kusuma came from a little different caste. So we thought that Phulan Devi had been written about so much, and there was another woman whom we could have written about. So that is why we chose Kusuma.
But tell me something. We began this conversation by saying that both of you have these extraordinary skill sets. And of course, you're professional in your own right. But here, as a married couple, you were bringing your strengths, your cross-pollination of expertise. How does it work out? I mean, how do you select your pieces? How do you do the writing? Because here we are in a room full of writers, out to celebrate writers. It would be interesting to see a duo who's known each other so well and is so familiar with the styles. How do you insert yourselves in each other's writing? We will go first, really.
So, see, Hussain, he is very good. He is a very good choreographer.
Yeah.
As I've said again and again, he looks at the story visually, completely. But I am more into the writing part. And he knows how to... See, for example, when I started selecting the women for this book, so he knew that there was something lacking in it, in the sense that there was something that would connect and link all the stories together. That's how he got Cleopatra. So, and that really, kind of put the book together in all ways. Kind of it connected the dots.
So my whole point is that working with Veli taught me so many things. I've worked with one co-author earlier, but Veli, you should also know that it's she who should be blamed for bringing me into crime journalism. I was a business journalist working for Exhibition World, a very nice, simple guy, and she brought me into crime journalism and made me write out all those bad guys. So after this kind of transformation, it was quite a challenge to work with her and co-author on this book. Imagine how I would have coped up while writing this book with her.
So I really think that as a couple, you should not work together.
There was so much of differences, conflicts, disagreements. She said, no, I know a woman very well and I know what would be her motivations. And I said, well, I've done this 15 times earlier, so I know that it's the best way to tell the story in this manner. So like for last 1.5 years, we were fighting every day 3 times. So
I don't know whether you know the story about this sailing couple who went together. Actually, I don't want to take their names now. So they went on this sailing expedition, and they came back and they divorced.
Well, I hope not with this.
But we survived this book. We are still together.
So we survived this book. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And she's threatening to write another book with me. So I don't know what's going to happen.
But the thing is, when we were talking earlier, and when we've been talking a lot about this book earlier, both of you said that you selected the pieces, but then you chose how to either temper it down. But, tempering it down, putting little bits of your DNA, respective DNAs into the storytelling is all very well. One can see the cinema kind of writing that you do. But it was the extraordinary consistency of the violence and the variation in the violence, the granularity of violence across decades, across histories, that both of you were obviously in agreement with had to be made visible. And that made me wonder, how do you live with that kind of violence? Because writing it on the page, researching it, does impact what you think and how you write.
I think that the reason was that we both have been crime journalists for the last 30 years now. And for us, seeing bomb blasts, bloodshed, violence, killing, murders, all this, violent crimes, for us was very routine thing. For both of us, we both were crime journalists since 1995, I guess. So it's been 31 years that we have been reporting on crime. So after all that coverage and all that, feature writers and investigative journalism, for us, writing this violent chapters about this women or mafia queen was not such a difficult or challenging task. For us, it was like any other feature story that we have done.
Crime is not gender specific also, in the sense that it was logical for us. It's because all the time we are doing nothing else but talking to gangsters and criminals.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
even our romantic conversation talk about Dawood Ibrahim. We talk about Chota Rajan, Abu Salim, Monica Bedi.
So people we knew get bumped off, and our sources get bumped off, and so this is very normal for us. Not in our personal lives, in the sense that we don't carry it home. But it is there. It's happening around us. It's happening in the professional sphere.
See, that's the objectivity which you bring to the table with this book, which was quite extraordinary, because I've read a lot of other long fiction, narrative, non-fiction, about different parts of the world, where you get sucked into the violence. It's deeply disturbing. What we hear, this is disturbing, but both of you remain very objective about it. And that made me wonder, Veli, because Hussain was saying earlier that a lot of the savage profiles were what you brought to the table. You learned this objectivity over the years?
See, it's not true that I'm objective, in the sense that, like, for example, I would like to ignore certain things. For example, in this Jaya Chadda thing, she goes and poisons her husband, and then she kills him eventually.
She kills him eventually.
In a road accident, in a staged road accident. But somewhere, if you see her background, if I would examine as a psychologist, somebody who's interested in counseling or something like that, I really think that perhaps it was the infidelity, in the beginning. When there was this phase in Mumbai where men were into this beer bar girls, so her husband was also part of that. So perhaps that changed her, but I'm not looking into that aspect of it, in the sense that I'm only looking into the crime aspect of it, in what she did. So what are the compulsions that drove her to do it? I'm not looking into that. So I'm just looking into the stark aspect of what she did.
That's a very interesting point you made about how crime doesn't see gender, because that is the balance which comes out in all the stories. That at the end of the day, it's not your gender which is important. It is your function in that work flow of doing those nefarious activities at whatever level, that matters. How critical are you, or can you be dispensed with? That is what was, I think, which struck me, Hussain.
Yeah, but you tried. I agree, but my whole thing is that there are certain stories which are weird, bizarre, and despite you saying she has done a lot of savage stories, and I have tried to balance it out with other ones. But one story which disturbed me while writing, and still I am disturbed about, is Delilah of Dongri, a 21-year-old drug baroness in Dongri, was running an empire of 2,000 crore in Dongri, in South Mumbai area, in a Muslim locality, and like she has been doing it for 4 years. So at the time when she was arrested, at the age of 21, the Narcotics Control Bureau officer asked her, "What would you like to have?" And she said, "Saab, मैंने 20 साल में आइसक्रीम नहीं खाई है, मेरे लिए आइसक्रीम मंगा दीजिए." You know, this interrogation, it kind of, when I read this interrogation report, I was totally shaken that this woman was so violent, having running such an empire, ruling over this kind of gangs, you know, of drug peddlers. And then she has one very pathetic thing to say, कि मैंने 20 साल में आइसक्रीम नहीं खाई, साहब आइसक्रीम मंगाई है. I mean, this are some of the anecdotes and some of the very disturbing thing which you will find in some of the pages here.
Yeah, you and in fact, you use the first person when you're talking in the Cleopatra interlude.
Yeah. I met her, I interviewed her, and she kind of confided so many things in me. So I just thought I should be able to do this in first person.
Yeah, because you specifically say you grapple with the moral and ethical dilemmas of doing these profiles. And I mean, if anyone wishes to get an introduction to these 10 profiles and to this magnificent couple's writing, Mafia Queens of India is a great introduction.
Thank
so
you.
thank you very
Thank you
much for
Thank
a lovely
you.
conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for all three of them. Thank you so much to the moderator and of course the panelist as well. Louder, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we've got lots in store right here, right now, but before that, thank you so much to this esteemed panel who brought so much to the table, literally speaking. Well, we also have a felicitation which is going to be done. May I request Jaya ma'am to felicitate Miss Veli and Mr. S. Hussain as a token of appreciation. Can I have you back on stage, please? Thank you. The photo opportunity happening. Thank you so much. Every word coming out of this panel was truly keeping me hooked on. Thank you to all our dignitaries as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we move forward, I would like to recognize the exceptional dedication of our jury, who painstakingly reviewed a vast number of entries to select the very best. Their expertise and commitment have been central to the integrity and success of these awards. Please join me in showcasing our deepest appreciation with a warm round of applause for the incredible jury of Season 7. Can we have the audio visual, please?
Jury for Best Fiction. Manju Kapoor, Commonwealth Writers' Prize winner. Her novels are best-selling, award-winning, and adapted for television. Sudeep Nagarkar, author of 17 best-selling novels, Forbes India Celebrity Long Listy, translated into Hindi, Marathi and Telugu. Kiran Manral, author, journalist and curator with 20 years in Indian storytelling, co-host of the podcast Not Your Auntie. Jury for Best Non-Fiction, Ravikant Kisana, author of Meet the Savarnas, academic, podcaster and performer, known as the Buffalo Intellectual. Amrita Shah, former editor of Elle and Debonair, award-winning author of Ahmedabad and Vikram Sarabhai. Dr. Radha Kumar, historian and author on democracy and feminism, including Paradise at War, former J&K interlocutor. Jury for Best Children's Literature, Neil De Silva, pioneer of Indian folklore horror, former Bram Stoker Awards jury chair, TEDx speaker and co-founder of LitVenture. Zai Whitaker, conservationist and author of 20 children's books, taught at Kodaikanal International School, principal of 2 schools. Neena Sabnani, animator and illustrator, bridging design and anthropology, Big Little Book Award winner. Jury for Best Debut, Preeti Shenoy, over 1 million copies sold across 17 books, Forbes listed author and Indian Express columnist. Vasudendra, leading Kannada writer for 30 years, a pioneering, openly gay voice in Indian literature. Soha Ali Khan, actor, author, producer, and the face of Author Awards Season 7.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, JK Paper, Mr. Parth Biswas, and the Director, The Times of India, Mr. Rohit Sharma, to join us on stage to felicitate the eminent jury members. Can I request both the dignitaries to come up on stage, please? Great to see you, gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to have the jury on stage. Please welcome debut Preeti Shenoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Soha Ali Khan. Vasudendra. Well, fiction, Manju Kapoor, due to unforeseen circumstances, she could not join us today, but you can still applaud for her, ladies and gentlemen. Kiran Mandral on stage, please. Sudeep Nagarkar. Non-fiction, Dr. Radha Kumar. Amrita Shah. Ravikant Kisna. Those 5 people clapping, thank you so much. Children's Literature, Zai Whitaker. Neena Sabnani. Neil D'Souza. Now can we have that epic photo opportunity with all of you in that one frame? We've got the finest photographers who'll make sure that the picture will come out beautifully. One of the photographers worked on the film Bahubali. Last time he took a picture of my face, only my shoes came. Thank you to Partha and Rohit, please. I request all of you, both of you, to take your seats. The jury remains on stage. I'm going to have a quick session with you all, one question each. I request the jury to remain on stage, please, with the entire goodie bags as well. Sir, please remain on stage. We have a wonderful volunteer as well. It's his birthday today, ladies and gentlemen. He's given up his birthday party for this event. Thank you so much. He's such a good boy, ladies and gentlemen. Really, he's given up alcohol 1 hour back. So, all right, you can hold the mic. So, Kiran ma'am, what's the first thing you notice in a book that signals it could be a winner? If you give the mic, she can talk beautifully, my friend.
What's the first thing that I notice in a book that signals it's a winner? I think the fact that I don't abandon it after 5 chapters. No, to be serious, the characters hold me and I become totally invested in what's happening in their lives. I think that's it for me.
All right. Remember, it's strictly 1 line is what I've been told because we're racing against time. However, being the lenient, kind-hearted man that I am, you can say a few lines too. No problem. All right. Sudeep, sir, which single quality convinces you a fictional title will truly connect with the leaders?
I think when it comes to title, the very first thing that I always notice is the relatability. I have kept titles like She Swiped Right Into My Heart, You Are the Password to My Life, It Started With a Friend Request. So if you can keep the title as your WhatsApp status or Facebook status for that matter, that really catches the eye.
Well, Dr. Radha Kumar, how do you reconcile personal taste with the objective of the judging criteria?
What was that question?
You want me to repeat again, ma'am?
Please.
No problem. I love doing that. All right. So, how do you reconcile personal taste with the objective of judging?
I don't think you do. The whole point is that you express your personal taste, but you're going to be discussing it with your fellow jurors, and you learn about other people's personal taste and what actually is going to make a difference.
Thank you, ma'am. You seem to be a crowd favorite anyway with the applause that's coming your way. Amrita Shah, in 1 sentence, what sets the Author Awards apart from the other literary prizes?
Thank you. I used to think that gender should not be a factor in awarding prizes, but I think I've changed my mind with these awards because I think that the challenges women face, I mean, it's good to see the range and the kind of ambition and the scope of what they tackle, and I think that is something that's kind of quite inspiring about these.
Ravikant, what makes a non-fiction book unforgettable for you if you think in terms of a jury member?
Most books are forgettable, it's fine. You just hope that it gets remembered, that's all. I don't think there's a standalone criteria. If there was a magic button, we would have all done it, so.
So I love your cutting edge answer. I love the rawness. And that's what makes you who you are. Give it up for sir. Wow. Preeti Shenoy, how do you judge a book that is technically flawless? It's actually technically flawless, but emotionally thin.
For me, emotions play a huge part in my reading. So as flawless as it is, if it doesn't emotionally move me, it does nothing for me, then I've just wasted my time just looking at some well-written, the technique is great, but if there's no emotion, there's no soul, there's no heart. So that doesn't do it for me.
Well, Soha, as the campaign ambassador, what single quality do you think helps a debut author reach their readers?
Firstly, this is very nerve-wracking, just being here. It's also the most difficult question, because I think if we said talent equals popularity, I think we all know that's not the case. So perhaps if you can get Arundhati Roy to give you a good review, that might help. I would say, obviously, literary craft is important, and a good story has to be important, but the story must continue after the last page of the book, and there is an element of marketing. There is an element of getting that story to readers, and certainly platforms like this will not hurt. To have an award, to make it to a long list, a short list, to have a community of readers who are trusted, recommend your book, will go a long way.
Vasundhara, what is the most common flaw that keeps a book from winning?
I didn't get your question.
What is the most common flaw that keeps a book from winning?
No, nothing like that. I think each book have its own flaws. But what we need to really look at it, what was the positive points, rather than looking at the flaws, okay? So I would prefer to see what positively they have come out, and most of the books were excellent. So the perspective is more from identifying the good qualities, not on the flaws, yeah?
Thank you, sir. Zai, what is the most distinctive challenge when judging children's books? What is the most distinctive challenge when judging a children's book?
I think to put yourself in the child's place is the most difficult.
Nina, one bit of advice which you'd like to give the authors aiming for an award in children's literature. Yes, ma'am.
What can I tell? Be yourself. Don't go to ChatGPT. and live your characters. Know your characters like your friends, so that you know what they'll be all about. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Thank you, ma'am. Neil, what single element in illustration or storytelling makes a children's book stand out for you?
I think making them imagine through the characters, making them feel that this is something real, this is a world that they could be living in. I think that's what.
All right, thank you so much to all our jury members. I request you all to please take your seat. Thank you so much. Louder for them, everyone. And our very dear Sohali Khan, always laughing away and smiling away to glory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you all have been waiting for has arrived. The JK paper, the Times of India Author Awards. To present the awards this evening, I'd like to invite on the stage our chief guest, Mr. Kabir Bedi, Mr. Harshpati Singhania, Chairman and Managing Director of JK Paper. I'd request both the dignitaries to please come on stage to do the honors and kickstart the awards, please. Kabir sir, can I have you on stage, please, to present the awards? Our first award this evening is for Best Author Children's Literature. Here are the nominees.
Filled with wonder, curiosity, and heart, these stories ignite young minds and open doors to endless imagination. Nominations for the Best Children's Literature are Anita Nair for her book Sneaker Party. Publisher, Penguin Random House, India. Likla Lal for her book, Ganesh Haloi, Colors of Home. Publisher, Art First and KNMA. Shriya Ramachandran for her book, Rain Holiday. Publisher, Speaking Tiger.
Well, sir, we are going to have an envelope coming where you will be announcing the names of the winners. It's going to be a tough choice. It has been tough for the jury members as well. But, sir, waiting to hear the names of the winners.
You want to announce? Okay. Best Children's Literature Author, Likha Lal for Ganesh Aloi, Colors of Home.
What a wonderful choice. Congratulations to Likha Lal. Please join me in celebrating achievement. Congratulations, ma'am. Here's to Lady Power. Thank you so much, ma'am. Kudos to your efforts. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Our second category is Best Debut Author, and the nominees are...
Marking the arrival of powerful new voices, these debut works leave a lasting impression from the very first page. Nominations for the Best Debut are Swati Pandey for her book Invisible in Plain Sight, Voices from the Bylanes of Kamathipura. Publisher, Juggernaut Books. Subi Thaba for her book Tales from the Dawn-Lit Mountains. Publisher, Penguin Random House, India. Mehak Jamal for her book Loyal Kashmir, Love and Longing in a Torn Land. Publisher, HarperCollins Publishers, India.
Well, gentlemen, it's time to announce the winners once again. Even our volunteers are reading the name behind and getting very, very excited. That's why they take time, because they're reading it backstage. They also want to know the winners.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have, for the Best Debut Author, we have two winners here. One is Subi Thaba for Tales from the Dawn-Lit Mountains. Congratulations. And the second one is Swati Pandey for Invisible in Plain Sight, Voices from the Bylanes of Kamathipura. Please come on stage. Congratulations.
What a delightful outcome. We have two winners this year, as announced by the gentleman on stage, which only underscores how challenging a task it was for our distinguished jury to choose a single recipient. Heartiest congratulations to both the winners, Swati Pandey, Subi Thaba. Can I request both the ladies to come up on stage right away? Double the applause as well. Thank you to both our winners. Excellence at its best, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Request you all to please take your seat. Thank you so much. Now we move on to our third category, which is Best Author Non-Fiction. The nominees are
Rooted in truth and driven by insight, these works capture the realities that shape our world and challenge the way we see it. Nominations for the Best Non-Fiction are Snigdha Poonam for her book Scamlands, publisher Penguin Random House, India. Vidya Rajan for her book Rubber, publisher Westland Books. Narayani Basu for her book A Man for All Seasons, publisher Westland Books.
You know what I'm loving about this particular category is, you know, if a cricket stadium can have people cheering loudly, I love the fact that all the nominees got such strong applause and cheering from that side. Round of applause for them, please. That's it. Who says you can't clap loudly for an award show like this? One more time, please.
We have two winners. Best Author Non-Fiction, winner 1, Vidya Rajan for Rubber. Winner 2, Narayani Basu for A Man for All Seasons.
Sir, we should have a special prize for that segment of people seated there, sir. We have to, right? What a splendid outcome. 2 winners. Again, a testament to how tough a choice it was for our distinguished jury. Warmest congratulations to both the recipients. Congratulations, Narayani Basu. Congratulations, Vidya Rajan. Well, Vidya is based in the US, so I may request her publisher, Westland Books, to accept the trophy on her behalf. I'm such a big fan of the audience there, man. I want to give you a standing ovation. Well, we also have a wonderful video message from Vidya. We are missing her. So we'd love to see the video, please.
It is a great honor to receive the Author Non-Fiction Award for my book Rubber, and I accept it with gratitude and humility. I thank J.K. Paper and the Times of India for an award which highlights the singular experiences and voices of women. Thank you to Literary Director Ms. Jaya Bhattacharjee Rose, the eminent jury panel, my publisher Westland Books, copy editor Sanjana, and everyone here today to make this occasion a success. I'm sorry to not be there in person. Each writer puts their best words forward, but for Rubber, I owe thanks to so many people. Acknowledgement section in my book is 2 pages long. I want to particularly thank the farmers and scientists in Kerala and readers and academics around the world who shared their experiences and provided their feedback unstintingly. I have 2 specific points I want to make with your indulgence. The first is that we should all be mindful of the commodities that we use. Their story is our story, and their provenance and their journey to us affects us all. The second is that I want to celebrate the curiosity, symbiosis, and life of the mind that we as readers and writers of books represent.
Well, your applause should be so loud that she can hear it whichever part of the world she is in now. Come on, once more for her. Well, we're moving on to our fourth category, which is Best Author Fiction. And the nominees are...
Where stories transcend the ordinary and imagination takes center stage, we honor voices that bring unforgettable worlds to life. Nominations for the Best Fiction are Kaveri Nambisan for her book Rising Suns, publisher Penguin Random House India. Annie Zaidi for her book The Comeback, a novel, publisher Aleph Book Company. Kiran Desai for her book Loneliness of Sonia and Sunny, publisher Penguin Random House India.
Well, gentlemen, here we go.
Best Author Fiction, Kaveri Nambisan for Rising Suns.
What a brilliant choice. Congratulations to Kaveri Nambisan. Please join me in celebrating her outstanding achievement. Kudos to you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I request you to please take your seat. Thank you so much. Now to our Popular Choice Award. The Popular Choice Award celebrates the book that captured the hearts of readers nationwide, chosen entirely by public votes. This year, we received an astonishing over 53,000 votes, a powerful testament to the passion of our reading community. I said 53,000. The entry with the highest number of votes will be revealed in a few minutes from now. Can we have the names of the winners, please?
Category Popular Choice, Asta Gill for Blame It on the Hormones, The Divine Chemistry, The Daily Chaos.
Incredible, what a result. Heartfelt congratulations to Asta Gill for winning the Popular Choice Award for the second year running. This remarkable achievement speaks to us how deeply our book resonates, your book resonates with readers, and how widely it is loved. 2 years back to back. When I say 2 years, applauses should be double, inner power should be double, love should be double. And ma'am should also get the award for the sweetest smile ever. Well done, ma'am. Well, thank you, ma'am. All right, Suha, I heard you got a flight to catch. So I was told, you have a flight to catch, right? So I was told that, listen, you got to say thank you. You don't know, then you sit here, no problem. We'd love to have you here. So let us know, whenever you have a flight to catch, we will say thank you to you, but you stay here as long as you want, okay? It's your event. Give it up for Suha. What a woman. Love it. I know deep down with your manifestation, you can delay the flight by 25 hours. because you want to be here. Before we present the next award, may I invite Dipankar Mukherjee and Sangeeta, founders and directors of Readomania, together with Mr. A.S. Mehta, President and Director of JK Paper, to join Mr. Harshpati Singhania and Mr. Kabir Bedi on stage. Can I have the dignitaries joining both of them? Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. In season 4, we introduce the best manuscript category to recognize and encourage emerging winners and writers. Now, over the past 3 years, winners have collaborated with Readomania and JK Paper, resulting in publication by Readomania. Readomania exists to nurture, curate, and bring to you content that you love. It's a publishing house that takes pride in encouraging talent, new or old, and provides a wonderful platform for awesome stories. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd also like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Jaya, Smita, Surabhi, and the Readomania team, Dipankar, Indrani, and everyone involved for their painstaking work in reviewing every manuscript. And now, the winner of the best manuscript, and the only person who knows this, Kabir sir, is me. All right? That's why I've got the body language of swag. So, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the best manuscript is, we'll be announcing it 20 minutes later after this short break. No. Sanvi Shabish for City of Doom. The present and future of young India there. Well done, Sanvi. Well done. We're so proud of you, okay? Now, we have a very close runner-up this year. Sir, runner-up this year. Sir, request you to remain on stage. My confidence goes when my guests leave the stage, sir. All right? Thank you. So now, we have a very close runner-up this year. Prachi Digambar Bhusari for The Unknown Rescue. May I request Prachi to please come on stage to accept her certificate of recognition. Give it up for Prachi. Remember, it's a very close runner-up. Thank you, ma'am. And like I said, you know, it was so close. So we're very proud of you as well. Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I request rest of the dignitaries to leave the stage. But thank you for joining us. So both of you remain. You've got to remain here, sir. We love you too much to let go of you. Well, lady, yes, sir. Charming personality, I agree, both of you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the evening's most prestigious honor, the Lifetime Achievement Award. Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is a special person who's going to be coming on stage to give us a little lowdown on this, to introduce the esteemed accolade and announce this year's recipient. Please welcome Smita Mishra, editor, Times of India Lifestyle, editor, Times Food, Times Travel, and editorial director of the Author Awards. Ma'am, it's over to you. Give it up for ma'am, please.
वह स्त्री थी और स्त्री होना ही उसके पक्ष में सबसे बड़ा तर्क था। वह स्त्री थी और स्त्री होना ही उसके पक्ष में सबसे बड़ा तर्क था। वह थी अपने पूरे विस्तार में, अपनी जटिलताओं, अपनी कोमलता के साथ। वह थी अपने पूरे विस्तार में, अपनी जटिलताओं, अपनी कोमलता के साथ। और यही पर्याप्त था कि वह स्त्री थी और होना ही उसका सबसे सशक्त उत्तर था। Today, we are here to honor a woman who has made a difference that the world should know about. She's a voice that rose from the margins and reshaped the very center of literary and social discourse. Born in a small village in Ratnagiri, she transformed the personal experiences of caste and gender discrimination into a powerful force for change. Her work has given expression to the silenced realities of Dalit women, bringing their struggles, resilience, and dignity into the collective consciousness. She is not just an author, but a tireless advocate for social justice and a guiding force in conversations on equality and human rights. Her leadership in literary forums and her presence on national and international platforms reflect the depth of her influence. Her journey is one of courage, conviction, and unwavering commitment to truth. She has inspired generations to question, to resist, and to reimagine a more just society. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Urmila H. Pawar as the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah. आदरणीय विचार मंच और बंधु भगिनी, सादर जय भीम। जया जी ने मुझे पूछा कि आप कौन सी भाषा में बोलेगी, तो मैंने कहा कि आमची मराठी, क्योंकि मदर टंग में हर एक कंफर्टेबल रहता है और हिंदी और मराठी बहनें हैं, तो आप जान सकते हो कि मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ। जीके पेपर लिमिटेड, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया एंड कबीर बेदी जी के हाथ से मुझे ये पुरस्कार मिला जो हमारे हीरो थे। इनके पिक्चर देखने के लिए हम स्कूल से छुट्टी करके जाते थे। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं जया भट्टाचार्य जी की भी बहुत आभारी हूँ, लिटरेरी डायरेक्टर है वो, और आप सभी का पहले ही ऋण व्यक्त करती हूँ। मेरे बारे में CS लक्ष्मी जी ने बताया और डॉक्टर शर्मिला रेगे ने मेरे बारे में लिखा था, तो उन्होंने मेरे बारे में जान के मुझे अवार्ड देने का सोचा। मैं कोंकण में हूँ, कोंकण से आई हूँ, दलित जाति से जन्मी हूँ। हमारे समय प्लेट पे लिखना, स्लेट पे, यही हमारे लिए राइटिंग था। हमें राइटिंग मालूम नहीं था। मेरे पिताजी वो थोड़ा सा 5वीं तक पढ़े थे मिशनरी स्कूल में, और वो टीचर बने। फिर उन्होंने सोचा कि अपने बच्चों को, हम 4 बच्चे थे पढ़ाई करने वाले, तो अपने बच्चों को शहर में लाके थोड़ा सा पढ़ाएंगे। तो हम शहर में उन्होंने लाया, लेकिन वो जल्दी से चल बसे। मेरी माँ अनपढ़ थी, तो वो टोकरियाँ बुन के काम करके पैसा कमाती थी, और वो टाइम मैं भी टोकरियाँ बेचने के लिए जाती थी लोगों के दरवाजे पर। फिर भी हमारी माँ ने हमें मैट्रिक तक पढ़ाया, क्योंकि उनको मालूम था कि मैट्रिकुलेशन हो जाने के बाद लोग टेबल पे बैठ के पढ़ते हैं, लिखते हैं और थोड़ा पैसा कमाते हैं। तो हमें शिक्षा मिली, हमने नौकरी की। तभी मुझे मालूम हो गया थोड़ा सा, मैं बम्बई में मेरी ट्रांसफ़र हो गई। बम्बई ऐसा शहर है कि आप कुछ सीखना नहीं चाहो फिर भी वो बराबर सिखाता है। तो वहाँ जाके सोशल लाइफ क्या है वो मुझे मालूम हो गया, और धीरे धीरे ज़िंदगी संवारते संवारते मुझे ये मालूम हो गया कि मेरी जो गांव की औरतें थी वो अनपढ़ है, लेकिन उनके पास बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है, स्टोरीज़ है, और मैं उनकी स्टोरीज, उनके एक्सपीरियंस मैं पढ़ी हूँ, इसलिए मैं लिख सकती हूँ। तो मैंने तभी से लिखना शुरू किया। मेरे साथ डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर के, उनका बहुत एफर्ट्स लेके पढ़ना और अपना खुद का वजूद तैयार करना, ये बात सामने थी। और साथ ही भगवान गौतम बुद्ध ने बताया कि खुद को तुम खुद ही गढ़ना है, तुम्हें दूसरा कोई गढ़ेगा नहीं, तैयार नहीं करेगा। तो वो भी मेरे साथ था। लेकिन क्या होता है कि औरतों को राइटिंग करना ये इतना उनको, ये अभी आप लोग उसको बोलते हैं कि बहुत प्रेस करते हो, लेकिन तब क्या औरत राइटिंग करती है, चलो कुकर लगाओ खाना बनाओ, ये होता था। लेकिन मैं, मेरे 3 बच्चे थे, उनको लेके और नौकरी करके फिर भी थोड़ा सा चूल्हे कोने में बैठ के, चूल्हा के बाजू में मैं लिखना रात को प्रयास करती थी। तो मेरे मिस्टर को बहुत मेरी तबीयत की भी चिंता होती थी और चिढ़ भी आती थी कि ये रात को बैठ के क्या पढ़ रही है। वो लाइट ऑफ करते थे। फिर मैं बोलते थे आप जाइए, मैं डॉक्टर के पास जाऊंगी, तबीयत बिगड़ गई तो आप जाइए। फिर मैं ऑन करती थी, ऑफ ऑन, ये बहुत चलता। बाद में फिर रख के मैं अपना तकिए के नीचे मेरी कॉपी रखती थी, और जो कुछ ध्यान में आया वो सुबह न भूलूं, इसलिए मैं अपने हाथ का ये पट्टी बना के उसमें मैं अंधेरे ही में लिखती थी। ऐसा करके मैंने जो कुछ लिखा उसमें मेरी आत्मकथा द व्यू ऑफ माई लाइफ ये प्रसिद्ध हो गई। और मैंने जो शॉर्ट स्टोरीज लिखी उसका किताब हेमलाइन यूनिवर्सिटी में, वीणा देव अमेरिका में, उन्होंने मेरी शॉर्ट स्टोरी पब्लिश किए, और मेरे 3 शॉर्ट स्टोरी कलेक्शन थे, उसमें से कुछ चुनी हुई कलेक्शन उन्होंने किए। और उर्वशी बुटालिया ने जुबान पब्लिकेशन से यहाँ दिल्ली में वो पब्लिश किया। और बाद में ये सब मेरा राइटिंग देख के अभी आपको लगा कि इस औरत को कुछ इसका सम्मान करना चाहिए, तो आप लोगों ने ये सम्मान किया, इसलिए मैं आपसे बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ। मेरी फ्रेंड्स यहाँ आई है, हेमलता जी, अनीता जी, शेखर पवार, मेरी लड़की आई है मालविका पवार। लेकिन इस अवसर पर, इस आनंद के अवसर पर मुझे एक कवि की याद आती है। वो कवि कहता है, जब भूख तुम्हारे दरवाजे पे रोते खड़ी रहती है, जब भूख तुम्हारे दरवाजे पे रोती खड़ी रहती है, जब बाजू के रूम में कोई मरा हुआ, सड़ा हुआ प्रेत गिरा हुआ होता है, मृत्यु इसके अपने साथ में है, तो क्या हमें नींद आ सकती है? जो कुछ चल रहा है वर्ल्ड में, वो देख के हम सभी का दिल भारी है। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद मैम। मैम के लिए तालियों की गूंज सब लोग प्लीज। बहुत बहुत अच्छा लगा मैम आपकी बातें सुनकर, और हम लोग बहुत प्रेरित हैं आपसे, तहे दिल से कहना चाहता हूं। एक फोटो हो जाए, तालियां मैम के लिए प्लीज। धन्यवाद मैम, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे मिलकर, सुनकर आपको। थैंक यू। तालियों की गूंज मैम के लिए प्लीज। अच्छा, I want all of you to stand up for 1 second. Just 1 second, please. I want you to do one small thing. I want you to put your hand like this, up, just up once. कोई violence नहीं, कोई चाटा वाटा नहीं. Just look at each other and say 3 बार, शाबाश, शाबाश, शाबाश. ऐसे नहीं यार, शाबाश. शाबाश, शाबाश, शाबाश. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Bedi, please take your seats. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You inspire me more. आप लोग कहीं मत जाइएगा दोस्तों, because now we're going to have a group picture with our jury members, with all the winners as well. Before we have that group picture of all the winners together, I would now like to invite Mr. A.S. Mehta, President and Director, JK Paper, to deliver the vote of thanks. Mr. A.S. Mehta, please, on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury members, the award winners, all of you are going to have a picture together. But in the meanwhile, Mr. Mehta, it's all yours.
Very good evening, everyone. As we come to the close of this wonderful evening, it is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Tonight has been a celebration of powerful storytelling and remarkable voices of women who not only contributed or they shaped the literary landscape, but also holistic national and cultural landscape. The Author Award has grown into a meaningful platform that honors women authors whose stories challenge ideas, inspire readers, and bring new perspectives. This evening has once again reminded us that stories have the power to move minds and enrich lives. Over 3,000 entries is the testimony of the salience of the award. A grateful thanks to all the writers, as we all know, even to write a para is so difficult. Imagine the authors who are writing books and books and books, hundreds and thousands of pages. So grateful thanks to all the writers whose books have been evaluated by our jury members, and also to all the writers, those who did not participate in this award-winning event. I would like to begin my expression, our heartful gratitude to our chief guest, Sri Kabir Bedi ji. Your presence today added immense warmth and prestige to this evening. Your journey across cinema, theater, and storytelling continues to inspire all of us. We are truly honored that you joined us today and traveled to Delhi in this difficult time. My sincere thanks also to our fireside chat guests Hussein Zaidi and Thiver Valley. The chat was amazing. In fact, it was revealing something different to all of us. A very special tribute this evening goes to our Lifetime Achievement Awardee, Shri Urmila ji. Your story and the life is truly inspiring to the new generation. We would like to thank our distinguished jury members, those who are present here. Their task was truly very difficult to judge. So many entries and so rewarding books written by all the writers. And your thoughtful evaluation and dedication ensure that the Author Awards continue to hold the highest literacy standards. Our sincere gratitude to our partner, the Times of India, the entire team under the leadership of the Bhattacharya, and their hard work is the testament of this event. I'd like to acknowledge the publisher, authors, and all the members of the media who supported the event and also all our activities. Many thanks to the entire team of JK Paper and everyone involved in organizing this event. The entire team, Devashish and everybody and Partha Viswas, they are here. And your commitment and effort have made this evening truly memorable. And I'll be failing if I don't thank the entire JK Paper team who bring the quality of paper to all of you to write your stories. So all my people, those who produce the quality paper here. And also, I'll be failing if I don't thank our entire team of JK Paper, our mission, new mission, enriching lives. We were working earlier, the creating lasting impression was our tagline earlier. We thought that let's write a new story, let's have a new story, and the story is how do we enrich lives of people, and that is what we are doing. In fact, in this difficult time where we see everywhere the carbon emissions and explosion, JK Paper is doing wonderful thing to have the carbon sequestration. This year, we'll be doing close to 14 crore tree plantation in the country, and the acreage is going to be over 88,000 acres of plantation, and till date, we have already done 150 crores trees planted in the country. That is what we have done, and that enriches the life of people. And the thanks to the team under the guidance of Mamta ji, who are creating a livelihood intervention for our people in the tribal area and enriching their lives. Today, the beneficiaries are close to 1.2 million people directly, and this is how we are enriching lives of people. And at the end, I would, on behalf of JK Paper, thank you, each one of you, to make this evening wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. You're truly a team player. Give it up for Mr. Mehta, ladies and gentlemen. And now, the moment you all have been waiting for, all the jury members, award winners, Jaya, Smita, and the finalists to join Mr. Bedi, Mr. Singhania on stage for a group photograph. Can I request all of you to please come up on stage for this blockbuster picture? All of you, please. You can in fact carry your trophies as well. Please don't come without that on stage. As we conclude this inspiring evening celebrating women authors, let us carry their stories forward. Tonight we witness the power of their words and the richness of their voices. May we continue to uplift and amplify these stories so that every voice is heard. Congratulations to all the remarkable women recognized tonight. Here's the transformative power of storytelling and the possibilities it brings. Ladies and gentlemen, a special announcement. We have tea and coffee. No cocktails are being served tonight. No, I'm joking. A lot of cocktails are being served tonight. So join us for cocktails and dinner. Thank you so much. I am Siddharth Kannan. Thank you for being the most wonderful audience. You can give yourselves a round of applause. Wow, the power of young India right here under one roof. The JK Paper team, after this, we're going to have a picture with Mr. Kabir Bedi. So I request the JK Paper team, please do not leave the ballroom. I'd request you to remain here. Right after this is your picture. In fact, you can come forward as well, please. The JK Paper team, please come close to the stage. Thank you to all our winners. However, the JK Paper team, like I said, I hope you're close to the stage. Mr. Bedi is very, very excited to click a picture with all of you. The never say die spirit of JK Paper right here, right now. Can I have you on stage, please?